All right, hot water, how we doing? Lovely, I'm Sam Russell. Let's get to know each other. Give us a cheer if you're from the UK. Give us a cheer if you're from outside the UK. Cool, Brexit means Brexit. Good, very nice. Have we got any Europeans in? Yeah, we're going to miss you. It's fucking scary, Brexit. It's already affected everything. There's even now a sex move called the Brexit. Don't worry, I'll explain. For those who don't know how it works, the way the Brexit goes, it's when you pull out at the last minute. Due to fear. And then shit all over everything. So we've got a lot of couples in the front here. Single people, give me a cheer. Hey! People in relationships? Smug bastards, good. People in love? There's always a slight hesitation there on that one. Every time I do that, it always goes single. Woo! Relationships. Woo! In love. Yes! Any married people in? Least amount of enthusiasm in that group. I'm married myself. I got married last year, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, thank you. I've jumped aboard the matrimony pony. She hates that nickname. Me and my wife, we do very different things. I do this for a living. She is a corporate lawyer. Woo! Yes! I get to go on way better holidays than I deserve. Have we got any lawyers in? Guys, what are you doing at free comedy on a Tuesday night? You guys should be at home with a mountain of cocaine. Yum, yum, yum! I've learned a few things about living with a lawyer. Number one, I will never win an argument ever again. My wife is incredibly business-minded. She doesn't call it our anniversary. She calls it my annual performance review. Second thing I've learned, cock jokes are not acceptable at the firm's Christmas party. And number three, no matter how funny I still think it is, I am no longer allowed to shout guilty on the point of ejaculation. Those are the rules! Also not allowed to ask if she'd like to see Exhibit D. I'm sorry, sir, we made direct eye contact there. I apologize. And you opened your mouth so coquettishly at the time. Guilty, sorry. What's your name, man? Ian, what'd you do, Ian? Wow. You're a team leader. Well, you sound fucking inspiring. What team do you lead? What does the team do? You stack shelves. What do they need you in? Just one on top of the other. Keep going, keep going. Great stuff. Good. Lovely. I love my job. I get to do some weird gigs. I did a gig at the French Embassy in London last year. Have we got any French people in? Very good. Someone got their GCSE. I had no idea how this gig was going to go. It was lovely. I was nervous, though. I walked up on stage, took the first look at the audience. It's 500 French people, all in tuxedos, just looking at me going, Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude, who the fuck is this? The gig was lovely, though, because it was an embassy. Most people could speak English. But as I found out as I went on, about 5 people in the room had to have French translators for every single joke. So you do one, there'd be this nice big rolling laugh. But then from the same 5 places, all I'd hear would be... Oh. Love what I do. I used to have a job I hated. I used to work in a very big toy store in central London that my wife says I shouldn't mention for legal reasons. We'll call it Schmamley's. Has anyone been to Schmamley's before? Yeah, anyone been there around Christmas time? Yeah, what's it like? Horrendous. Tell you what, it's a lot more horrendous when you're dressed like a fucking elf. Yeah, that was my first job out of school. 18 years old, got my A-levels in religious studies, classical civilization, and drama. Or as my dad calls it, the Unemployable Trifecta. Me and my wife were arguing at the moment. She's just done something that's infuriated me. She's got us a landline telephone. Give me a cheer if you're under 30. Give me a cheer if you're under 30 and own a landline telephone. 3 fucking people. There we go. Come on, guys. No one needs one of these things anymore. We got it in the weirdest way as well. We were on holiday in America. We go there quite a lot because my wife, she's half Danish, half American. She's basically a very well-armed Viking. And I go to both countries. I hate going to Denmark. It's a lovely place, but everyone there is ridiculously tall, blonde, and beautiful. So every time I step through passport control looking like this, I feel like a hobbit that's gone to visit the fucking elves. I'm just walking around going, where are we going, Legolas? Oh, Legoland, good. I love going to America, though. Oh, I love going to America. It's the only place in the world I ever truly get to feel thin. Or educated. No, we were there. We got this phone as a very late wedding gift from an old American auntie called Hope, which is a stupid fucking name. I guarantee you, if you ever meet a Hope, their parents are divorced. That's why they called the kid Hope. It was the only chance that marriage was going to have. Like, when you call someone Hope, all you're doing is making that person's death 10 times sadder. Because Hope's 96. We're going to get a phone call on our new landline telephone with some very sad news. I'm going to have to pick it up, receive the news, look at my wife in the eyes, and say, Hope is dead. I didn't say any of this to Aunty Hope, of course. I was very nice and charming. I gave her the double kiss. Oh, Hope, what a thoughtful gift. Thank you so much. We'll plug it in right next to our fucking fax machine. And we started getting these cold calls, which just drive me up the wall. And the only way I can make them bearable is when I was working at Schmamley's, I used to do the puppet shows for the kids on the ground floor every morning. And they basically did a rip-off of the show Sesame Street. So every time I get a charity cold call, I pretend to be the puppet Elmo from Sesame Street and see how long I can keep them on the phone for. It goes a bit like this. Hello there, my name is Brian. I'm calling on behalf of Cancer Research UK. Yeah? Sorry, is that Mr. Russell speaking? No, my name's Elmo. Yay! Sorry, Elmo from Sesame Street. Yeah, Elmo. You're right, Ian. Yeah, Elmo. What do you want to talk about? Cancer? So I think you're taking this very seriously. Elmo taking it very seriously. Very seriously. Elmo's so glad you called. Elmo's lonely. The letter of the week is D. For depression. What are you wearing? Boo! Every single time. That voice eventually got me fired from Schmamley's. I used to hide behind the display of Tickle Me Elmo dolls and just do that voice to freak kids out. If you don't know what a Tickle Me Elmo doll is, he's like 1 foot tall and you tickle him and he goes, no, stop it. It's basically a way of teaching kids about consent. We should have sent one to Kevin Spacey. We shouldn't have sent one to Kevin Spacey? He tried to fuck a kid! He's basically a Catholic priest with an Academy Award. Sorry, we got any Catholics in? Forgive me. No, I was raised Catholic as well. I went to Catholic school and it was fine. They didn't teach you much. They just taught me how to keep a secret. No. I live with my wife because those are the rules. We live in London, South London. We've had to deal with an estate agent that I think only exists in London called Foxtons. Has anyone heard of these people? Okay, the one person who knows. I'll explain to the rest of you, Liverpool. The way Foxtons works is Satan. He wakes up very early in the morning, spreads his legs all over the capital, and just shits out the same 20 to 35-year-old guy in the same blue Marks and Spencer suit with football-themed cufflinks. This guy's name, I met him outside my flat. His name was Chad. Chad. It's the only name worse than Hope. Like, if you call a kid Chad, he's going to grow up to be a cunt. That's just how it works. Those are the rules of Chad. And Chad's everything I was worried he was going to be. He comes out of his Mini Cooper, runs up to me going, "Oh, hi, Sam. Great to meet you, Sam. Heard you just got married. Fantastic. Name's Chad." Got the perfect little place for you, Sam. I can see you being here for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. You're going to love it here, Sam. You're going to have a cat, a dog, a baby. It's perfect for you. Let's have a look inside. Everything was amazing to Chad. Look at this flat, Sam. It's got a door. It's like he'd watched all seasons of Top Gear, thought Jeremy Clarkson was a great guy and was going to try and match him offensive metaphor for offensive metaphor. This was the worst one he did. He took me inside the bathroom. Well, he didn't take me. He showed me inside the bathroom, pointed at the bath, and word for word, this is what he said. "Sam, look at the size of that bath. You see that? You could fit 6 dwarfs in there." So firstly, as a former elf, I was offended, but that was one of the weirdest sentences I'd ever heard in my life. And I was standing in this bathroom, it was just spinning around my head, going, why dwarfs? Did children sound too creepy? And why 6 dwarfs? It's famously the 7 dwarfs. Did he forget about Doc, the leader? And why are these dwarfs in the bath? Are these dirty dwarfs? I don't know. And I had this light bulb moment, this realization, first time in 29 years with Chad doing a line off the sink, that dwarfism, which is a registered medical condition, is the only one that we as society have said it's okay to turn this registered medical condition into a fantasy race. Which is cool, but kind of weird. Like, we've not done this with anything else. Like in Lord of the Rings, Gandalf will never say, "Here come the dyslexics from the north!" "Frodo, quickly, quickly, bring forward the epileptic archers!" Damn it, Frodo, they've all missed again. Sorry if that was un-PC for anybody. We live in this really strange time politically now with the right and the left just pulling away from each other. Like on the right, there are Nazis again. Nazis are back. I thought they were done with. I thought they were like fantasy villains, like vampires or werewolves. But I was at those anti-Trump protests in July. It was a lovely day, but there were a few of those pro-Tommy Robinson supporters doing the Nazi salute in Trafalgar Square. No one take a photo now. I'll put it down. But that's just absolutely terrifying for me. But on the left as well, they've gone to the extreme. You've got thought police. Like, there are people online and in the real world who criticize art and film and TV before it's even made. They're worried that it's going to offend them, and they try and stop it existing, which is the most Orwellian thing I've ever heard, apart from the fact there are now people who come to comedy shows and take jokes seriously. That's insane. We're so polarized. I also want to test this room. In this room, give me a cheer. Have a think. Give me a cheer if you consider yourself to be left-wing. Give me a cheer if you consider yourself to be right-wing. One guy. One very brave guy. And most of us undecided. Most of us don't want to say. And there's a reason. But there'll always be more left-wing people in a room. It's because, though, the worst thing that someone on the right thinks about someone on the left is that they're an idiot. But the worst thing that someone on the left thinks about someone on the right is that they're evil. And if you think that when you tell someone your political opinion, you're going to get called evil, you won't tell them your political opinion. And if they don't tell them your political opinion, you get no chance to persuade them of something else. Maybe something more progressive, maybe something more liberal. And that's how we all get surprised by a snap Tory election win. That's how we get surprised by Trump, a president that you could distract with a well-placed game of Bop It. Bop it, nuke it, grab it. Brexit. That's how we get surprised by Brexit. Brexit terrifies me on a daily basis. As I said, my wife's here on a European passport. There is a chance next year she might have to do a citizenship test to stay in this country. She's been here for 10 years, and that is fucking disgusting, because in those 10 years, she's contributed more to this economy than I will in my entire fucking life. I love my wife. We have a very progressive relationship. She makes way more money than I do. She goes out to work every morning. I'm at home. I do most of the cooking, the cleaning. We're so progressive now on special occasions. I let her fuck me up the arse. That's... for feminism. Leave you on this. Here's the really sad thing about me, ladies and gentlemen. When I wrote that joke, I was so proud of it that I texted it to my mother, father, and sister. We're a very close family. No, but they all texted back within 45 minutes. My mum texted back first. She said, Sam, I don't think you should tell that joke. It's quite old-fashioned. I don't know what mum's into. My sister texted back next. She says, Sam, I think I'm too young to understand why this is funny. She's 12. My dad won the Text Back Olympics. He simply sent me, that'll do, pig, that'll do. Guys, I've been Sam Russell. It's been my first time in Liverpool. I had a great time. We've got a great show coming up. Thank you.